Hi everyone, I am Deepesh, Assistant Professor in Computer Science Department, E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College, Puravannur. Today I am going to take the topic Introduction to Computers and Office Automation. This is an open course offered by University of Calicut for the students other than BSc Computer Science, BCA and BSc IT. So about this course, a course objective, that is we have to study or learn the office automation packages, and also you have to learn the internet basics. But today I am going for a small brief about the computing device that we are using in office automation. So under this category, today I am going to take on what is meant by paper based to computer automation. Olden days we are seeing many of the data processing through paper based system. So we know that what is data, what is information and what is knowledge. Now it turned to a computer world. So this computer world enables you to process the data within short span of time. We know what is data, structures, some facts, etc. and what is information, the processed data, which will be something like chart example. Then knowledge, what is knowledge? If you are able to know the data processing, then we can reuse it, so it is called information. So this is the basic of office automation. So whatever things we done in the office is related to these three categories. Now we use computers in this purpose. What is the actual use of computers in office automation? We have collecting data as input, processing them, some data storing and for future use, and for the last we are getting the output. So this is actually the work done behind computers. So what is the office automation and computers, how it relates? Whenever any kind of data that is we are processing, that turned into a information through a step process. So on this basis we can start with the hardware and software parts of a computer. First of all, you see the office environment. You can see many of the devices in your office as working platform. So each of these are categorized into different types of computers. So you can see desktop computer, you can see a laptop, or you can see notebook, or you can see a netbook. What is actually a notebook or a netbook means? Notebook means it's a type of laptop that is already movable compared to laptop, but it is not much processing as laptop. It's small type of computer. Then netbook, only for internet applications, etc., etc. we are using this netbook. So the hardware part, what is actually hardware? It's a collection of physical elements. You know what are the physical elements that a computer have, that you already know. So how it relate with the office purpose? If you have a data to store, you can use either of the hard drive systems, or you can enter the data using the input devices, or you can see the output and how much system you want, what are the graphics card you want, you can see all or in this manner. Also you can see some of the input and output devices. These are all familiar with you for an office purpose. But into the core area, what we can learn is the brain of the computer is the CPU. So CPU stand at the brain point where we can find so many points regarding these three categories. First of all, arithmetic logic unit for comparison and operations. Then control unit is meant for the total controlling of the system, and also storage purpose we can use registers. Then comes memory. Memory is a concern now. What is a concern actually? If we can use lots of memory, but what memory should be used, that is a concern. So in that case we already know what is RAM and what is ROM. Now into the secondary memory you can see many of the storage devices. See, for example, for a office purpose, if you have an answer true or false, it stores in 1 bit, and if you store a number, then you can store it as a byte, or you can text, a page of text can be stored in 4 kilobytes. These are all storage you want, and you want to know what is the speed measurement of a CPU. It determines with the unit hertz. You know, hertz is a unit of frequency. So speed measurement of CPU is very much concerned in the case of a perfect system. Now one more thing in the memory, that is the memory hierarchy. There are 3 basic categories we use in memory hierarchy. First one, the cost, second one performance, and third one speed. In short, we can say that smaller is faster, which means if the device is very small, then it works faster. On that principle, we can term this memory hierarchy from registers to magnetic tapes in terms of speed, cost, and size. So these will give you an idea how fast or how a memory can be chosen. Now come to the software part. As you know, a computer is consists of hardware and software. So hardware part is over. Now comes software. What is a software actually? Software means it's an organized collection of computer data and instructions. Instruction means steps. So here 2 types of software we are learning. First of all, system software. System software is a must for every computer, without which the computer does not work. For example, you know, operating system is the best example for system software. For example, you can see the examples. So what is actually system software doing? It manages, it controlling or integrating all the individual hardwares beyond that system. And what is about application software? This is user specific. If the user need an application to run, then that user needs to be installed that particular application software. That is application software. So application software is a large collection or a small collection or a package of collection of softwares or collection of programs. For example, you know, Microsoft Office, that is a Office suite is present and is available from Microsoft to render all the spreadsheet presentations, etc., in different formats. So the comparison between system software and application software. A general user cannot be accessed with the system software because it is operating system. So general user has no interaction with the system software, but general users can directly interact with the application software, and system software can run independently of application software, which means the system software is the only software without which the computer can work. Then application software is not a necessary one for any computer. If the user wants to run an application software, application, then you want to install the application software. So next, why we use these computers for office automation? We work together for a long time, for a long period of time, for long works in the office, but peculiarity of humans with the computer is they are speed enough. Computers are speed, they are processing large amount of data, they are having some accuracy, high degree of accuracy, then some diligence, they have some diligence, that means the persistent effort to process the data, and some storage capability, that is a large amount of data can be stored. Then versatility, which means the computer can work for different tasks, different time. Okay, so same easiness is used for computers. So what we learned today? You have to answer all these questions. Now, what's your computer RAM size and what's your hard disk space? Then which OS you are installing, or what type of computer you are using in your office purpose. Then you have installed an application software of which type or which category, of which vendor. Then you also know that the two important idea, that is what's your input data and what you got from the computer. If all these questions are answered, then okay. So thank you for now. Have a good day.